NASA's latest news: space agency loses a satellite again after it mysteriously vanished 13 years ago. Well, this is bad news. I mean, you can't keep on losing satellites. NASA, can you imagine if it was a manned spacecraft, for example? A NASA satellite which mysteriously went offline back in 2005 and was briefly sighted in January this year has once again just disappeared. This is what NASA revealed. Sebastian Ketley is briefing this on Express UK from the news that NASA have been giving. More than 6 months after NASA caught the final brief glimpse of the troublesome satellite back in February, again, all communication efforts have failed. NASA's imager for magnetopause to Aura Global Exploration, or IMAGE for short, the IMAGE satellite worked around the clock between 2000 to 2005. That's until an unexplained failure took it offline. And all contact with the satellite ceased December 18, 2005. That's when NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center confirmed the loss of signal from this satellite. It's the IMAGE satellite, Magnetopause to Aura Global Exploration, IMAGE for short. So 13 years later, the satellite was spotted in high orbit over the Earth. And that's thanks to the help of an amateur astronomer who saw it there. NASA said in a statement January 29 this year, after an amateur astronomer recorded observations of a satellite in high Earth orbit January 20th, 2018, his initial research suggests it was the imager for Magnetopause to Aurora Global Exploration. That's IMAGE. He found the IMAGE satellite. How is it that so many things are found by amateur astronomers? You know, the people that just like to have these expensive telescopes and they watch the sky all night. And they also video what their telescopes are seeing. Now, NASA mission launched into orbit. The amateur astronomer recorded the observations of the satellite January 20th, 2018. His initial research suggested it was the imager, the IMAGE satellite. A NASA mission launched into orbit, as we said, around Earth on March 25th, 2000. Quote, seeking to ascertain whether the signal indeed came from the IMAGE satellite, NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center in Greenbelt, Maryland, coordinated the use of 5 separate antennas to acquire radio frequency signals from this object, end quote. The U.S. space agency NASA confirmed the satellite signals were consistent with the radio frequencies emitted by their IMAGE satellite, their IMAGE spacecraft. However, 8 months on, and the satellite has once again decided to evade NASA's gaze. Now, how is that possible? On August 28th, NASA admitted all efforts to communicate with IMAGE have failed. The space agency's Johns Hopkins Applied Physics Lab, APL for short, has been unable to lock onto the spacecraft to receive telemetry signals. And this is what NASA stated. Quote, in addition, the spacecraft's downlink signal is shifting rapidly. What does that mean, shifting rapidly? Why is it shifting? That's the big question. The downlink signal is shifting rapidly, suggesting a problem with a part of the spacecraft that controls the oscillation of its signal. Okay? Quote, the IMAGE team has been attempting to command IMAGE to modify its signal in the blind, hence without locking onto the spacecraft to determine whether it has received the signal, to troubleshoot the source of the problem without success so far, end quote. Okay, so the signal keeps on shifting, that's why they can't find it. Unless some amateur astronomer sees it through his telescope, and you know, it's like trying to find a needle in a haystack. Between January and August, NASA attempted a number of rescue operations to get the satellite back online. In February, NASA's engineers tried to swap the satellite's primary contact antennas to no avail. And since that time, since February, communications have been weak and intermittent. In May, NASA said that they wanted to spin, the spinning may have signals from image antennas to not reach Earth, whatever that means. The agency said the sputtering in the signal pattern was consistent with the satellite's last known spin period. Launched from Vandenberg Air Force Base, California, the image satellite and the image mission was designed for just 2 years, but its lifespan has extended after it successfully completed its mission goals. The image satellite was the first ever satellite mission dedicated to imaging the magnetosphere, which is of course the region of space around Earth controlled by Earth's magnetic field. This satellite studied the magnetosphere for the effects of solar wind activity. So it was meant for 2 years, and it's still up there, and of course the signal is weak and sputtering and doing whatever it wants to do. And okay, now what? I mean, is there no way for them to bring it back? For the life of me, I mean, okay, there must be some way for people who put satellites up in there, if they have a problem, to bring them back or fix them and reuse them. But otherwise, you know, our Earth's high atmosphere is going to be littered with unworking satellites and satellite debris that it's to no avail. It doesn't do anything after a couple of years. So why would you have all this stuff cluttering the Earth's atmosphere above our Earth? Anyway, this is on Express UK, and I'll leave a link below for you for this. This is an embedded video. Kindly support by contributing to my Patreon account. You'll find it in the description box below. Thank you.